Atma Namaste.
Namaste.
Good evening to all of you. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
A very warm welcome to yet another blissful nurturing session. To give a brief introduction about ourselves, Heal the World Pranic Healing Center is a small group of pranic healers. So, can I mute you for a minute? I think there's some disturbance. 1 sec, sir.
Yes.
So Heal the World Pranic Healing Center is a small group of pranic healers in Trivandrum under the Yoga Vidya Pranic Healing Foundation of Cochin. Our aim is to spread the teachings of Grandmaster Chokoksui, our teacher, and we are guided by Kuryachan sir, who is the managing trustee of the Yoga Vidya Pranic Healing Foundation of Cochin. Today's topic is a very important topic, purification. How do you purify with pranic healing? By Vaibhav Balasundaram. Physical and inner purification is very important as it helps the body and mind heal faster and maintain a healthy condition. In the school of thought of Grandmaster Chokoksui's pranic healing, without purification, our physical and energy body will not be able to withstand greater amount of spiritual and subtle energies that we'll receive from the divine being. So today, you will learn more about this topic from our vibrant speaker, Vaibhav Balasundaram. Vaibhav Balasundaram is a trustee of the Yoga Vidya Pranic Healing Foundation of Karnataka. He is also a pranic healing instructor and an Arhatic Yoga Practitioner. He has been practicing pranic healing since 2000 and an instructor, and he's an instructor for the past 19 years. So we will begin today's session with a short invocation prayer led by Kuryachan sir, after which we will hand over the platform to Vaibhav. I now hand over to Kuryachan sir to lead the invocation prayer. Thank you one and all. Atma Namaste. So you're able to mute?
Yeah. Namaste. I join Mayaji to welcome you all. I know that's very senior instructor Vaibhav from very long. I know you personally. Now only I remember. Happy, heartfelt welcome. Okay. And all the participants welcome. I appreciate Maya, Vijay, Shobha, Sulojana, and Preeti for the Heal the World Pranic Healing Center Trivandrum. They are continuously doing this great service. Last week, 3-4 sessions they conducted very successfully. Congratulations, and I welcome everybody. Let us have a prayer. Salutation to the Supreme Being, Divine Father, Divine Mother. Thank you for your great blessings to our beloved teacher, Grandmaster Chokoksui, to Lord Mahaguruji Meli, to all the great ones, to all the Holy Gurus, Holy Masters, to all the saints, to all the archangels, holy angels, and spiritual beings, angels of love, beauty, joy, and happiness, to our higher soul. Thank you for your great blessings, for your divine guidance, for your divine love and mercy. Inner strength to continue with our spiritual practice for illumination and divine oneness, inner beauty, to know more about and understand the purification with the pranic healing, for abundance and prosperity, divine health, protection, thanks and in full faith. So be it. With the gratitude, respect, and love. So be it. Namaste, everybody. I welcome Vaibhavji, the senior trainer, trustee of Karnataka Foundation. Once again, please, happy welcome, Vaibhav, to continue the class.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kuryan. And thank you, Maya Madam, for giving me this opportunity. Good evening again to all of you. Welcome to this session, and special thanks to all of you for spending your time with me. So definitely in every session, we all realize that we learn something new, even though we hear people talking about the same topics, and every time when I attend also, I learn many things from many people, because the way each person explain things will be different from other person. So I appreciate all your enthusiasm to spend the evening with me. Yes, so let's go to the topic directly. So let's try to understand what is purification, why the purification is required, and how to purify ourselves. Now, before I would like to, I talk about that, I'd like to know if anyone is not pranic healer, not into pranic healing. All are pranic healers? All of you are pranic healers. Okay, that's good. Okay, Karthikeyan, you are not into pranic healing yet? Okay, okay. Because the way we explain things will be different when there are non-pranic healers, because we need to explain to them what is energy body and all that. So that's why I'm just trying to understand the pulse of the group. How many of you are already Arhatic yogis? Arhatic yogis. Oh, okay. People have switched on the camera. I can see all your hands. Okay, many are Arhatic yogis also. That's nice. Okay, so except one participant, I guess all the others are already pranic healers or doing Arhatic yoga, right? Mr. Karthikeyan, so if I'm not wrong, you're not into pranic healing, right? Yet? Okay, I guess so. So let's try to understand what is purification. Okay, so I'll just do non-pranic healers had registered. Okay. So this thing is recorded, right? So will they get a recording link also? Okay, perfect. Good, good. So there was this lady who was doing meditation. Okay, so the guru actually had blessed her. The guru gives something called a Shakti path in the spiritual path. So when they give Shakti path, it's like acceleration. You have played this snake and ladder game, no? Yeah, even I play still now with my daughter. So it's like climbing the ladder. So when the guru gives you Shakti path, your spiritual growth is accelerated, shortcut. You directly experience certain things that you would actually experience after 5 or 10 years of practice. Okay, but with the guru's blessings, it's possible. So the guru had given the blessings. So this lady was having a kind of bliss during meditation. She felt like she's floating. She's into so much of bliss and happiness. And within half a minute, she felt that she's being pulled back. Okay, then she comes back, and she feels that, oh, I'm again back. It was a very nice feeling there, and suddenly I'm back to my body. What's happening? Why can't I stay in that state for a longer period of time? So Master gave an answer for that. So he said, your soul has a tendency, when it gets lots of energy, spiritual energy, tends to experience bliss and illumination. It's like you're floating like a gas balloon. And when there are lots of weights attached to the gas balloon, the balloon cannot fly, or sometimes it gets pulled down. So what are these weights? So these are the weights that are impurities in the soul. Okay, so these weights tend to pull you down. This happens to all of us. We're enjoying the meditation. Suddenly something starts live stream. Okay. So suddenly something happens and you feel pulled back. And if you're like, what's happening? Why can't I stay in that state for a long time? Okay, because we all have these weights in our system. So these weights pull the balloon down. So you can't really enjoy the meditation properly. Okay, even when you do twin hearts, when you activate your heart and crown, you should actually experience bliss. Yeah, which we all experience also, but it will last only for a short period of time. And suddenly a thought comes to your mind, what will I cook for today dinner? Or what will I do there? Who will come to my house? Or some other thought you will have. So purification is extremely important, and it's very natural to get so-called polluted by all these thoughts. We all experience life, so we have different experiences from the past, and we carry that in our aura. Okay, so what is the aura for non-pranic healers? Because we are talking about a lot of energy stuff. So first I'll talk about what is energy body. Okay, so that it somehow connects to what I'm talking about. Now, when you go to a doctor with a lot of stress, okay, so will the doctor ask you, where is the stress? Can you show me? It's foolish, right? If anyone asks you, where is the stress? How can you show that? If you say, I love you from the bottom of my heart, how can you show that? You see this Hanuman's picture, with Rama in the heart. So if you tell that to a cardiologist, will a loving person stay in the heart? The cardiologist will laugh, because feelings, thoughts, and emotions are not physical in nature. They are not physical in nature. So if someone has stress, he cannot show you. It's not a wound or something in the body that can be seen or measured tangibly. It's not possible. So thoughts and emotions are subtler. To understand the nature of thoughts and emotions, we should understand the concept of energy. Now, if you see the paintings of rishis or the gurus or the prophets or the messiahs of any religion, any holy person, you will see a halo around the head. You have seen that, right? Any religion, spiritual people, you'll see the halo. So this halo is the part of a bigger luminous body. Okay, so it's a part of the luminous body that exists inside and outside your physical body. In fact, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi talks about this in many of his speeches to medical doctors. He says that doctors should understand about this, because this is going to be the future. So there is an invisible energy body that exists along with the physical body. Okay, I'll just show you a picture. It looks something like this. Okay, so this is commonly called as the aura. So your physical body and the energy body, they coexist. Okay, so the aura is not just around your physical body, it is inside your physical body. So whatever happens to your physical body affects the aura. So when you're emotionally or mentally disturbed, the aura is also disturbed. Or if someone has a health issue or any kind of psychological issue, the corresponding aura gets affected also. So in pranic healing, what we do is we try to clean the aura and then we replace it with healthy energy. So when we do that, the body starts healing itself. Just like a cut or a wound, the body starts healing itself of more chronic diseases also. Okay, so same thing can be applied to thoughts and emotions. So in pranic healing, we learn how to eliminate these long-standing certain repetitive thoughts or certain feelings. Okay, so once you get rid of all these weights from your balloon, you'll be able to progress. Okay, I used to attend a lot of meditation classes when I was young. I was somehow inclined to meditations from a very young age. So I used to attend small meditation camps they used to organize. So in many places, when I go, the trainer will be very good in explaining things in meditation, etc. But I see them getting angry. Some kind of pride comes out when they talk. So I'll be wondering, how come these people still have all these qualities, but they are supposed to be meditating. So, and I asked them, sir, since how many years are you meditating? They say, I'm meditating since the last 20 years, 15 years, 10 years. Really? So I start thinking myself, I was a teenager and I was a typical rebellious teenager in the past. So I used to think, this guy, if he has done 10, 15 years of meditation, and if he still gets angry or talks like this, then maybe the technique he's teaching is not good. It's like the product. You know that, okay, after that, if I'm going to become like this, there is no point in learning this. So I used to move to a different school, and I see, so in many places, I saw that people were powerful, but somehow the weaknesses were so evident, when you talk to them. It's not judging, but I didn't feel that connect. Now, when I came to pranic healing school, in fact, I met Maschua. Maschua was my pranic healing trainer from psychotherapy and higher levels. Okay. So when I met Maschua, I was like, wow, I don't see that in this, like how I used to feel with my past instructors. I never felt that with Maschua. I always felt that Maschua really practices what he teaches. And after doing psychotherapy class with Maschua, I decided that I will do pranic healing all my life. In fact, when I came home and I told my parents that I do pranic healing, they're like, what? You're getting fanatic. And of course, I was like that. And I was doing my graduation then. But of course, after my education, I chose to do pranic healing. So, but Master really impressed me because he was an embodiment of what he was teaching. Okay, so the reason I understood when I came to pranic healing course was purification. When you learn basic pranic healing course, there are two fundamental steps. They say you have to clean the aura, then you have to energize the aura. Okay, always cleaning first. And in many other healing schools, when I went to attend their classes, there was no cleaning. They directly energize. They think energy will do everything. Of course, it does everything, but when you clean, the healing is faster. I think some of you who have studied other healing modalities, you would have realized this. When you clean, half of the disease already gone, and energizing makes it faster. Okay, so that is coming to healing. Now, as you go higher in pranic healing, as you go into levels like Arhatic Yoga, Master introduces inner purification. Inner purification, physical purifications are extremely important for safe spiritual development. Not only spiritual development, it could be any aspect of your life. It could be financial growth, it could be interpersonal relationships, it could be health, it could be spirituality also. In every aspect of our life, these two laws always apply. Cleansing, energizing. Without cleansing, energizing will not be very effective. And sometimes energizing might worsen the condition also. That is what happened to some of these people who used to meditate without purification. And later Master told us that doing meditation is like putting fertilizer. When you put fertilizer, everything grows. So that is why the farmer removes the weeds. They remove the unwanted plants. And after that, they start putting the fertilizer so that the crop will grow. So in the same way, all of us have ancient seeds in our body, what we call as samskaras. Okay. So these samskaras, when you get into spiritual path, when you start doing meditation, it starts coming out over a period of time. It won't come out immediately. That is why many people, when they start meditation, they feel blissful. They say, oh, I'm feeling good. The anger has reduced, the irritation has reduced. Have you not experienced that when you started doing meditation? But after 2-3 years, your family members will tell you, hey, you're still getting angry. Have you got feedbacks like that? Even I got. They said, you're supposed to, do all these things. You do meditation regularly. You still are lazy. You still get angry. You still use foul language sometimes, So why these things are there in you? And I noticed that there was something more interesting. And I noticed that I was getting more angry compared to what I used to get. Then I was like, wow, this is dangerous. Because instead of becoming a better person, I'm becoming a more dangerous person now. Because with psychic powers, with healing knowledge and all, if I get angry, I can curse someone. So this is going to be dangerous. So then I realized Master was always telling purification is very, very important. Now, the beauty of pranic healing is we have techniques as to how to purify. So now we understood what is purification, why purification is important. So now we are talking about how to purify. Master talks about techniques to purify. Okay, so when you come into basic pranic healing course, you'll be trained in following the character building. Right? We all are aware of the law of karma, the golden rule. So the golden rule, just to keep it very simple, there are two aspects, positive and negative. The positive rule says, whatever you want from others, you give it to others. For example, if you want love, you give love. If you want money, you do charity, something like that. Whatever you want, you give or you do. The negative golden rule says, what you don't want from others, don't do it to others. Okay, this is the basis of all the religions. Any religion you study, the same laws are there. So they say that if you don't want to be cheated, don't cheat. If you don't want to be hurt, don't hurt others. If you don't want to, be stolen or robbed, you don't do that to others. Something like that. So based on these two laws, even in yoga, they talk about yama and niyama. Okay, so Master also talks about certain virtues that you need to follow. If you ask me after basic course, did I follow that? I never followed that. If I had followed, I wouldn't have learned many things in the hard way. Okay, so I didn't follow that. That is the reason when I went to higher levels of pranic healing and with more meditations, I started getting more irritable in nature. Okay, so the purification is extremely important when it comes to various aspects of your life. Okay, so let's talk about health aspect. Okay, we'll talk about health, relationships, and finances and other things also, spirituality also. First, we'll talk about health. Now, even the modern medical science, the doctors are saying most of the chronic diseases are due to psychosomatic factors. Have you heard of that? Psychosomatic diseases. What is psychosomatic disease? Psychosomatic disease means a physical health issue originating from a prolonged negative thought. Let's say someone is getting very irritable. This person may develop a heart disease or a high blood pressure. And doctors will tell, hey, you do pranayama, you do meditation, it helps. Have you heard of advices like that? Many doctors will tell that to their patients. You have to calm. Medicines will not help you to calm down. You should calm down. How to calm down? Do pranayama, do meditation. Yeah, so even doctors are saying that these diseases are many times connected to emotions. And unfortunately, most of us, we blame others. Even autoimmune disease. True. And we blame others. Have you not done that? Sometimes you say this person is a pain in my head or a pain in my neck, whatever part. And you keep saying that. After some days, you'll have a neck pain. Or this person headache, you say the headache will manifest after some days. So sometimes the negative thoughts get affected to certain parts of your body. You may be saying like that with a figure of speech. You may really not mean that, but it will actually happen. And for some people, when they have certain thought forms, it manifests as diseases also. And we know that. So the good thing about pranic healing is you will know how to clean that. When you come to the third level of pranic healing in pranic psychotherapy, Machiava talks about scanning these emotions, disintegrating them, and cleaning them from our chakras. So when you start doing that, you will notice that, hey, I'm not so angry now. It helps you. It will not change you 100%. Change still should come from your heart. Okay, but pranic healing will assist you. It's like you're drowning in the water, someone gives you a hand. You still have to hold the hand and come out. Okay, so it's something like that. So when pranic healing is done, you notice that the intensity of anger will reduce. Like, yeah, I don't get that. Or someone is addicted to eating something. So when pranic healing is done, they realize that, oh, I don't need that anymore. One of my uncle, he was very fond of food. Okay, and he was eating, he was like live to eat types. Okay, happily he was eating and he had no diseases. He was very healthy. He was around 60-year-old. He was eating and enjoying life. And finally he got diabetes. So suddenly the doctors are saying, don't eat rice, don't eat sugar, don't drink coffee with sugar, don't eat sweets, don't eat that, don't eat this, big list, and all his favorites. So uncle was disappointed. He's like, forget it, I will eat, I will die, no problem, but I will not stop eating. So that was his attitude. He says, I will not stop eating. I don't mind. Anyway, I've led 60 years, so I don't need to live anymore. What should I do? My children are all settled. So I don't mind. I will eat, continue to eat whatever I want. Then one day I met him and I had to talk to him. I made him understand. See, you can talk like this, no problem. What about the people who love you? And diabetes will not kill you that easily. I put that fear also in him. I told him that diabetes, it's not like a heart attack, you will die overnight. It will not happen like that. It will slowly damage the organs. You may lose your sight, your hands may become numb, your kidney may have problems. So who will take care of all that? You have to suffer, you have to go through all that. Then he's like, Vaibhav, I can't control eating sweets. So I said, yeah, we will do healing for that. Are you ready? I will help you. So he said, okay. So I did some healing. And then after that, he gave up sweets. And his wife was surprised, like, wow, my husband, every day he would eat some or the other sweet. He'll always have sweets in the house. And after 30-40 years, he has given up that, which he thought he will never do. So with healing technique, you can actually work on these thoughts and emotions that can really help you to change certain habits. Or sometimes people are lazy to exercise. Doctors will say you have high cholesterol, do some exercise, go for a walk. You can help them. Sometimes people will say, I can't forgive this person, because of that, I got high blood pressure. Okay, so let's do some healing. We will help you to release those emotions. So when you do that, it helps people to overcome these diseases. Okay, and diseases are just manifestations of certain things. Ultimately, if you ask who is responsible for the diseases, it is that person only. Okay, so in healing, because they are not able to control their emotions or thoughts, when you do healing, it really helps. Yeah, so that is how healing with purification helps people to overcome diseases which are connected to emotions. So when healing is done, they feel that they are able to let go of that thought. That is one. Secondly, let's talk about relationships. Okay, so this is very common. In every relationship, people don't apply the law of forgiveness and forgetfulness. It happens to me also. Sometimes my wife behaves in certain way. I tend to connect that. Look, you were the same person 5 years ago, 10 years ago. We have that tendency. You behave like that, you see, in the past, and she also says it's like that. So what happens? After some time, we realize that we have changed. We no longer do that, but it hurts you when someone connects you to the past. You say, you did that, now also you'll do the same thing. No, I don't do that. I did that. I agree. I was like that in the past, but now I don't do that. But it hurts when people connect that. They don't forget, they don't forgive. So it keeps happening. And if this continues, the relationships will soar. It will create problems. Just like lawyers, sometimes people give citations also. You remember that day you went to their house and you were driving like this and you said this. What a sharp memory. If the memory was like that in university, they would have got gold medal. Okay, but when it comes to complaints, people remember date, time, etc. Okay, so these things have to be eliminated because in life, nobody is perfect. The best person is not best in all the ways. Even the worst person is not worst in everything. Okay, so there is always plus and minus in every human being. Now, we can always say that because of this person, I got, I can't be happy, I can't forgive. In fact, Lord Buddha said, don't drink poison and expect your enemy to die. If you poison, who will die? We will die. The person who actually hurt us or made us undergo certain things in life, nothing will happen to them. We are thinking about that again and again, and we will affect our energy body and we poison ourselves by contaminating the aura and getting into problems. So with certain purification techniques, especially with psychotherapy, and in fact in psychotherapy, even in Arhatic Yoga, they talk about the forgiveness, even in the basic course. The importance of forgiveness and how to forgive. So when you start doing that, you notice that these thoughts that keep coming into your mind, it will reduce. Otherwise, it becomes like an obsession. The person would have said something, but we would imagine in our mind that this person may also do this, may also do that, may also do this. And because of that, I will get into this problem. And most of that is imaginary. The actual fact is only that much, but imagination is that much. This happens to every relationship. And when they actually have a proper communication without emotions involved, then most of the problems get resolved. But to have this proper communication itself is a problem. Why? Because this individual is also emotional, this individual is also emotional. So how to overcome such situations? Again, we have tools in pranic healing. What are the tools? Purification, cleansing. So once both the partners, they get cleaned of all these thoughts and emotions of the past, garbage, whatever is there in the aura and chakras, their minds will become clear. They'll start thinking from the other person's point of view. See, our chakras have physiological functions, psychological functions also. There are certain chakras that always makes the person think about oneself. They will never think about what the other person will feel. So when you come to the higher levels of pranic healing course, like psychotherapy course, there are techniques that are taught as to how to activate the heart and how to inhibit certain chakras, make the chakras smaller in size, so that ego is reduced. So this will help the person to see from the other person's point of view also. So when you talk about this, so that you apply psychotherapy and come into a kind of agreement. Now there is a question, what about one partner is not ready to purify oneself? So in that case, we actually tell the partner to learn pranic healing course. Let's say A and B have problems. Okay. So now A comes to you and asks you to heal B. So in that case, you can't heal B because B is not ready to come. They may not be ready for healing. So in that case, we always suggest A to learn pranic healing and to heal themselves and their partner. That will work because they are direct party to the relationship. They can do some healing. Even without their consent, it is still okay sometimes, because you see what happens. It's not possible to get consent from everyone, especially when a person is mentally not ready. Even legally, a person who enters a contract is a person of sound mind. When a person is angry or saying nasty things, do you think they are in their control? They are not under their own control. So for such a person, if you go and ask, please be receptive, I will do psychotherapy for you, you can expect what answer will come. And that too, if you use the word psychotherapy. Okay, so sometimes such healings are done without their consent. It's okay. So you're helping that person. It's not manipulating the person. You're helping the person to let go of that anger so that they can think clearly. You can't change the way they think, but you can remove the negative thoughts and negative feelings that person has towards a certain situation so that they can start seeing things clearly. Plus, you should heal yourself also, because without both hands, there won't be sound. Okay, so there are some things that you may also contribute. So self-healing is also important. So that is how we use the purification thing on relationships. Okay, so in relationships, purification helps you to let go of the old thoughts. Okay, because sometimes we always connect to the past that is gone. Plus we learn to forgive and move on. Without that, there is always a problem. And the problem is, in the newer generation, the patience is missing because they get everything from their parents from younger age. So they find it difficult to adjust the same thing with the partner when they marry. Okay, so that is why in pranic healing, when they learn meditation, purification, etc., they realize that they have to also learn certain lessons. And then when they apply that in their life, they realize that now the life is good. Otherwise, it's not like, quick, you solve the solution. It's not like that. It's not a 2-minute noodle approach. Okay, so purification is very, very important, especially self-healing and healing the partner is very, very important to have good interpersonal relationships. It's not just your spouse. It is about other relationships in the family also. Okay, it could be your parents, it could be your in-laws, it could be your siblings. So pranic healing always helps you to purify the unwanted memories, and not memories really, but emotions connected to those memories. Now, when it comes to finances, purification is extremely important also. Purification is extremely important when it comes to finances. Why? Because there are certain limiting thoughts we all carry from our childhood. Okay, and these limiting thoughts can stop you from being successful. I'll give you an example. Let's say you try to sing first time, and all of us cannot sing. Let's say someone told you that, is this singing? Your voice is like a donkey or something like that. They criticize you so much. After that, you will be scared to sing. You go to any place, people tell, hey, why don't you sing? Immediately you'll remember that. I sing like a donkey. So you're like, no, I don't want to sing. That limiting thought came. Now, sometimes people do that out of not intention. Sometimes it usually the parents or the teachers in the school, they say such things, but they don't really do it to destroy the confidence of the child. They just say it casually. Or sometimes the teacher may say, you're useless, you're a dumb, you cannot study this subject. So they say that, and sometimes the child takes it very seriously. Or sometimes the father will tell the child, you're a useless fellow, you'll always fail. You'll always fail throughout your life. Out of anger, they say all that. But these things, if you study the child psychology, it will really have an impact on the child. So as the child grows, the child is always scared to do new things. Why the child is scared to do new things? Because someone in the childhood said certain things in a very strong way. So because of that, when you want to do business, when you want to do certain investments, take certain risks, that question always comes in the mind. Like, what if I can't do that? See, there are two types of people. There are optimistic people. There are also pessimistic people. An optimistic person always sees opportunities. If they have an investment, they say, oh, let's try this. Let's say COVID came, lockdown happened. Okay, these optimistic people, they think that, okay, this is the challenge. So let me think about solutions. Can I do this? Can I still sell my products online? They think of solutions. The pessimistic people, what they do is, oh, lockdown came, my God, no business, shop is closed, gone. I will go to streets. That will happen. This will happen. They'll fantasize. And what will happen? By the time the lockdown is over, they are already sick. Medical bills have come. Okay, so why did this happen? Why did this person think like this? The reason is some kind of fear from childhood. So one has to let go of certain limiting thoughts projected on us unknowingly by our parents or school teachers, whoever, based on our past experience. So this has to be eliminated. Otherwise, that courage won't come. Secondly, many people have this concept of poverty consciousness. What is poverty consciousness? Thinking that I don't have enough. Even though you have enough, you will think mentally that you don't have enough and you'll try to grab. That's why we see people earning so much of money that is enough not just for them, 3-4 generations in front of them. They can't eat so much. They can't enjoy, even if they spend every day so much of money, they still can't finish the money. But still they're busy earning money. I don't know for whom they will earn so much of money. And they keep earning, there is no end to it. And they do many things to earn so much of money. You understand? Why did that come? Poverty consciousness. They may think that, oh, what if something happens? I may not get that. Okay, so poverty consciousness is where you will have money, but still you are scared that you will not have money. Still you are scared that something may happen, money won't be there. So this poverty consciousness is very, very common in our country, especially in India. This is very common. When someone is giving free, especially in this COVID thing, in some places they were distributing milk. Forget milk, even this BPL card. What is BPL card? Below poverty line card. So they say the income should be less than this much. Then you'll get these benefits. And there are many people who have BPL cards whose income is not that less. A government is giving, why we should not take? Who is the government targeting? People who are economically weak, but there are many people who are not economically weak, but still they want those benefits. Why? It's free. Or sometimes people go to hotel, they eat so much. Why do you eat so much? Justice. What justice? I'm paying so much of money. So it's a buffet. I want to finish all the items. So this is poverty consciousness. You understand? So this is very common in our country. And all of us on some level will be doing this. We think that we have to grab things. So this has to go, because the moment you start grabbing things, you get stressed and there's nothing that will satisfy you. You cannot lead a contented life with all these negative thoughts. So with purification techniques, we can work on these weaknesses, overcome that, so that you become more satisfied and contented. And you, from this poverty consciousness, you will come into a kind of prosperity consciousness. What is prosperity consciousness? You feel that you have a lot of money and you feel like you should also help others. This is very important. We all can help in our own ways to, you may not be able to donate in lakhs, hundreds, thousands, you can still give. Even if there is financial problem, you can still give some few hundreds to people who don't have that. And in fact, today, most successful people, if you see Tata, any groups, they all do a lot of charity. And in fact, Master also says that people who do charity, they become very successful and prosperous in life. Many people cannot do charity because they are scared. They are scared that they will not have money. So these are some of the impurities that are stuck in our soul. And we need to work on that. We need to clean our chakras. We need to clean ourselves of all these tendencies so that we become greater than what we are. And according to the law of karma, whatever you do to others will always come back to you in multiples. So if you do charity, you can never become poor. I've seen many successful people, their product, their services may not be that good, okay, but still they are very successful. How? You see them, they do a lot of charity. They help a lot of people. Because of that, they become successful. But they are not the best in the market. There are other people who will provide better services than them, but still people will not go to the other person because the other person is karmically not entitled. This fellow with a not that better product, but still good business for him because he helped many people. Abundant mindset. Okay, so that is how purification really helps to become successful in life. Because without purifications, becoming successful is not very easy. Because so many people project thoughts on us. This person cannot do that, you cannot do that, you cannot do this. And most of them are our own family members and friends. It's not outsiders. And of course, our business competitors also will project bad thoughts on us. They'll say, oh, this person came, my business will go away, let him not have any business. So these thoughts are projected by certain unhealthy competitors. So when they project these energies to you, in a long run, you may get affected. So by applying purification techniques, by removing these psychic attacks from the aura, the businessman can become more successful, more prosperous in life. So in business, one has to purify themselves of childhood fears and limiting thoughts that parents or teachers had projected on them. They have to purify themselves of poverty consciousness and develop an abundant mindset. And thirdly, they should also clean themselves of negative psychic attacks projected by family or competitors. Okay, can the bad karma which might come down? I'll come to karma now. I'll talk about spiritual purification. Okay, so I'll talk about that. Why do these tendencies come back after some time, even after they are eradicated on the root cause? The reason why these things come back is because we are living with people. And when you interact with people, you also absorb some of their energies, good and bad. Okay, so that is why it comes back. So that's why purification is a lifetime process. It's like having bath. Is there a one-time bath or do you take bath regularly? We take bath regularly. Why? Because we get dirty every day. So purification is also like that. Even though you have eliminated that from the root cause, it will again come back because you are dealing with people here. Okay, people around you will always make you think in certain ways because they put their thoughts on you. Okay. So next, let's talk about spiritual purification. Spiritual purification is extremely, extremely important. The reason is when you get into spiritual path, the impurities of the soul tends to get magnified. I had given you that example of, some of my past teachers who were like that. Because of that, they generate certain negative karmas also. Let's say there was this amount of anger in this person. He started doing meditation and the anger increased. And the anger increased so much that his words were very, very painful to others. Because of this verbal injury that this person caused to someone, this will come back to him as some kind of disease. Law of karma. You hurt others, you will have pain also. It could be in the form of disease, it could be in the form of relationship problem, whatever. So it came back. If he had this much anger, maybe he wouldn't have generated that karma. Because he became powerful, the vice also magnified, the karma also got amplified. Now sometimes people promise, no, you go to Ganga, take bath, or you chant mantra, or some people will say, I will just clean all the karmas. Okay, so people make all these promises and people like that. People like to hear all that. Sometimes clients will come to me, they ask, Mr. Vaibhav, can you clean my karmas? I don't mind, I'll pay you. Just clean out this karma. And there are people who take money for that. They'll say, I've cleaned your karma. If they have cleaned the karma, why did the problem continue after that? Imagine someone murders someone. They go take a bath in Ganges. They say, oh, all my karmas are gone. So the, serial killers, the assassins can do that. Every time they kill someone, they go to Ganga, take bath. So the sins washed off. What about the pain they caused for the victim and their family? Will it get washed off like that in Ganga? Or if I chant certain mantra, will it get eradicated? It's not that easy. So the karmas can be neutralized but not erased. That is why Master is a very practical person. In fact, I saw two extreme sides of Master. One side he was very, very spiritual. He talks about energy, invisible things and all that. At the other side of Master, he's a very practical guy. He's a businessman, very practical thinking. He says if karmas can be eradicated like that, how can everybody they just can go there, chant that mantra, take some healing, get clean. It's over. Life should be very simple. It's not that simple. That's why Master uses the word neutralizing the negative karma. He doesn't say erase the negative karma. So neutralizing is different, erasing is different. What is neutralizing? Neutralizing means the intensity of the pain will reduce, but the pain will always come back. If you sow a seed of mango, instead of getting 100 fruits, maybe you will get 10 fruits. So the 90 fruits were neutralized, but still you will eat 10 fruits. Mango you will enjoy. What if it is neem? You understand? So the karma cannot be erased like that. There is no technique. Okay, so that is why Master always used to emphasize right from the basic course that always use your mind. Use your mind before you say something or before you do something. Why? Because whatever you say, whatever you do, even whatever you think about others will always come back to you. And when it comes back, it always magnifies. If you put one seed of mango, you will not get one fruit. You will get 100 fruits or 1,000 fruits. So whatever we do always multiplies. So that is why it's extremely important in spiritual purification to purify the weaknesses of our souls. Because if you don't purify the weakness of the soul, you will end up generating unnecessary negative karma. And for which again we'll suffer. We'll take a roundabout again. You start from there again, go do all these things again, start from zero. Something like that. We get stuck in a kind of cycle of suffering. So to eradicate that, one has to systematically eliminate weaknesses. In fact, in Arhatic Yoga, they have beautifully explained the weaknesses. They have categorized into 5 things, and every weakness you have to work for 3 months. Okay, so when you work on each weakness for 3 months, in about 1.5 years time, you are completely a different person. And you continue to do that. It's not like after 1.5 years you stop. You continue to do that. So systematically, when you focus on certain weaknesses, you are using all your mental effort, spiritual effort, and healing effort to eliminate that weakness. So after three months, you have, I don't say you don't have the tendency, but the tendency to do that would have much reduced. Let's say tendency of anger, you have eliminated from the first 3 months. After 3 months, the anger is less. Maybe you're lazy, maybe you're addicted to eating certain food, that comes next. But in those 3 months, you focus only on the anger. The next 3 months, there is something else. Next 3 months, there is something else. So this kind of systematized elimination of weakness, I have never heard in any school, spiritual school, to be honest. Okay, everybody says don't get angry, don't be lazy, don't tell lies, don't fall tempted to certain things. Now the question is how not to get angry. Nobody tells you that. Nobody tells you that anger is also energy. The moment you clean that energy from your system, the moment you purify that energy, you will become a better person. Nobody tells that. So luckily in pranic healing, we have this beautiful technique of purification at various levels, cleaning chakras. We do other techniques taught in higher levels, so that when you start doing all these things, you transform, you become a better person. Now, why do you have to become a better person? It is again for your own good. Sometimes people say, no, that person is not changing. Okay, leave it. That is that person's karma. Why do you interfere in that? So if you eliminate your weaknesses and develop strength in your soul, your life will be good. You'll have a healthier physical body. You'll have happier relationships. You'll be successful in life. You'll grow spiritually also. What more do you want? And a lot of sufferings that happens in our life is due to lack of purifications. Some or the other weakness is attached to the soul, and because of this weakness, the whole life suffers with some diseases, or with some relationship challenges, or with some financial challenges, or certain weaknesses that will destroy your spiritual career. So that is why purification is extremely important. Without purification, there is no point in empowering oneself, because that empowerment will not be permanent. Like many of us, we do twin hearts meditation, right? So in the twin hearts meditation, Master says, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. So you're blessing the whole world with peace. So at that time, yes, you are at peace. But for how many hours in the day will you be in that peaceful state? That is the big question. Half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? Now that depends on your purification. Okay, so how to purify? How to purify? I really can't go into techniques now because you all belong to different courses. Okay, so if you have done basic course, I would strongly suggest that you go into introspection. So every night before you sleep, you meditate throughout the day, what all you did, and just make a firm resolution that from tomorrow, I will not get angry on this person. I will try to be calm with this person. Like that. You do introspection every day, like writing diary. Okay. If you have done psychotherapy course, then you know psychotherapy. Okay. So if you have certain weaknesses, do psychotherapy, eliminate that. If you have done Arhatic Yoga course, you know inner reflection, firm resolution, you know about the blue triangle technique. Okay. So when you do all that, those weaknesses can be eliminated. Now, if you have not done any course, do Pranic Healing course. Okay, because that helps you to purify yourself so that you enjoy your life on all levels: physical, relationships, finances, and spiritual. Okay, so purification is extremely, extremely important. Without purification, whatever bliss we experience, whatever success we experience, whatever happier relationships we experience will be temporary. It will not be permanent. After 6 months, 1 year, 2 years down the line, the person will fall. It will not be permanent. That is why it's extremely important to purify so that the foundation, whatever you put or whatever you build, will be permanent all your life. Clear? So if you have any questions, we'll keep the last few minutes for that. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I hope I didn't bore you, because there was no practice and all. So thank you. So there was no practice because it's a mixed group. Yes, Geetu ji, I'll unmute you. Okay.
Actually, you shared that for 3 months we need to check something about our negative things. So it's anger, laziness, anything. But that is the thing that we are following, that virtues, that 5 virtues.
Right. Okay. It's the same thing. So every virtue is for 3 months. If you see the Arhatic Yoga notes, it's like that. So you just follow that. Thank you. Jax, you're in Mysore or where? Where are you? Yes, in Mysore only. Okay, that's nice. You should meet maybe.
You can unmute. I've just removed that facility. You can unmute yourself and ask questions. I'm sorry.
Yeah, please. And unmute only if you're going to talk. Otherwise, don't unmute. It will create noise in the room. Again, the moderator has to purify the room by muting everyone.
Sir, one question.
Yes, Kaustubh.
I read in one that Golden Lotus Sutra that you can regulate your anger.
Correct.
Instead of suppressing it, you regulate it.
Right.
So means how to regulate it means I exactly didn't understand that we have to control the levels or something like that.
Regulate means you can control the, correct, exactly, the intensity of anger. See, out of anger, you can break things. You can bash on someone's face. You can use a foul language. There are different levels of anger. Okay. So let's say we're in level 10 of anger. With purifications, with regular purifications, level 10 will become level 2. You may still get angry, but you don't say anything, you don't do anything. And sometimes that anger also transmutes. Over a period of time, it starts becoming compassion also. You know, when someone is getting angry, you start feeling, why this soul is getting angry on me? Let me bless this soul. Maybe they have some personal stress in their life, so they're getting angry. You start thinking from that person's point of view. So that maturity will come, but it will take a lot of time. It's not that simple. That's why the word regulate is used. Okay, anyone else?
Again, I'll ask one question. If we are doing, we have the fear. Supposing from my side, I can say that there is no confidence that immediate. We cannot believe that that we will start this thing. It will happen or not. Supposing in my business or job, I want to increase my salary, or I want to do something extra, like start my business. So in this case, how we will clean our chakra, or there's lots of confusion atmosphere is going on.
No, just
Can
do
I?
psychotherapy. Psychotherapy, you know, the commonly affected chakras. So you do psychotherapy on those chakras and remove those fear and anxiety, and replace it with positive thoughts of courage and confidence towards life or towards whatever you do. So that will gradually help you to overcome that.
Towards that project, that what I want.
Yes, yes. Using bad words in anger, which chakras are mostly affected? Mostly affected chakras are the solar plexus, the throat, and the Agna chakra. They get badly affected. Of course, your heart also becomes small. And it has an overall depleting effect on the entire aura and your immune system. So that is why people who get angry, they will usually have infections. They are very vulnerable to infections. Any other questions?
If there's no questions, I invite Preeti. Can you unmute?
Yes. Atma Namaste, sir.
Namaste, Preeti.
Thank you for this wonderful session. Thank you for telling us the different benefits of purification in physical healing, emotional healing, relationship healing, prosperity healing, and in spiritual progression. So it is a very useful session for all pranic healers, and it is also a new information to those who are not pranic healers. Maybe it will inspire all of us to practice this purification more seriously, along with our meditation and other healing techniques. It is also important. So thank you for this enlightening session. Thank you for your time spent for us free of cost, and thank you for your generosity. Thank you. I am also thanking each participants for your patience to find time for this session and making it a wonderful event. And thank you. I appreciate your curiosity to learn more and be better human beings. I request you all. I think most of you are pranic healers. I don't know which level you are practicing, but if you are at any level, you can still improve. There are a whole lot of courses there in pranic healing. If you are a basic pranic healer, you can go for advanced, and if you are advanced pranic healer, then go for psychotherapy and Arhatic levels. Different levels are there. Please also bring your family and friends to this pranic healing. It is very, because these valuable knowledge should be shared. It should be benefited for whole humanity. So it is our duty to share this knowledge to all our near and dear ones, and we can also witness their progress in their life also. And it will be beneficial for you that by this you will generate more good karmas. So if you want to know more about different courses, you can contact any of us, and you can also find about the course details in worldpranichealing.com website, or you can simply search about pranic healing in areas near you. So please do attend more courses and practice more properly. As Vaibhav sir said, purification is the base stone of all these practices, which will definitely bring progress and success to your life. Thank you all. Thank you for your time and patience.
Thank you so much. So if you don't mind, I'll just say Thanksgiving prayer.
Yes, sir, please.
Started with a prayer, we'll say Thanksgiving prayer. Yeah, please mentally repeat after me. To the universal supreme God, to all the great teachers of the world, to all the prophets, the messiahs, the avatars, to all the saints, the holy angels, to all the invisible helpers, thank you for great blessings. Thank you for all the priceless teachings and knowledge on purifications. Thank you for inspiring us and motivating us to purify ourselves to become better people. Thank you for the divine guidance, healing, divine help, and divine protection. In full faith, we thank you. Thank you all. Thanks for joining in this session. I will hope to see all of you soon. Thank you.
So I think somebody has asked for your contact details.
Yeah. So if you want my, you can take it down. My number is 9538530742. I will type it in the chat box also, so you can save it. If I don't pick your call, don't think that I'm avoiding you. Just drop a WhatsApp message. Sometime I may miss WhatsApp message also. I missed Maya's message.
Oh.
So just send me a reminder after one day. You just send, oh, sir, you have not replied. I'm like, okay, yeah. Because every day I get around 200-300 messages. It's difficult for me to, So sometimes I sleep off in the evening. I check my messages in the night. Sometimes I sleep off checking the messages. So if I miss, please don't take me negatively. I will definitely answer your questions. Just send me a reminder. That's all. Okay, so I'll share my number. Okay, so that's my number. So you can save it. It's in the chat box. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram, Vaibhav Pranic Healing. If you search, you will find me. And I will post all my nurturing sessions and courses and everything there. So if you want more information, you can do that. Plus, Pranic Healing is like what Preeti ji already explained. World Pranic Healing site has the information of all the authorized Pranic Healing instructors and the licensed Pranic Healing centers around you. So you can also do classes there. This is important. And also learning from licensed instructors is very important, because today a lot of people are just teaching Pranic Healing without proper qualifications. Okay, so that is there in all the field. It is there in Pranic Healing also. It is there. So that is why you should go to the World Pranic Healing official website, www.worldpranichealing.com, and search your city's name. You'll get all the details of all the centers, instructors there. Okay, so thanks to Maya ji and all the other group members for nurturing the students regularly. This is a very important act because you see, it's like these corporation people, they plant saplings, every year during the Earth Day. But who will water?
Yes.
They'll tell nature will water, nature will not water. The rain will not come whenever they want. So it's important to nurture the saplings. Once you nurture the saplings, they will become a big tree and they will give shade, they will give oxygen to many people. So this process, what Maya ji and her group is doing is amazing, because without nurturing, I don't think many of us would practice. Pranic Healing is inspiration, it's beautiful, but without nurturing, people hardly practice. Maybe 5 to 10% people may practice because of the love to their guru or the teacher, but 90% drop off because they don't get the follow-ups. Okay, so it's a nice initiative all of you have taken to nurture the students. God bless you all with greater success. And all the students, you should be very grateful to this group because they are doing all these things for you. Yeah. Thank you so much. I
Thank
wish
you very
all of
much.
you great future in pranic healing.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Atma Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.